Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Emma Smith Show. This show brings to you a communication research program from the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, against Ebola survivor stigmatization, orphans, and the caregivers. When we get into the story, you'll be hearing more and more of Ebola survivors, stigmatization, economic issues, health issues, and many more. Today, our guest is no other person but Mr. Heron D. Tuning, the ex-vice president, who's going to tell us more in detail about the Ebola Survivor Network and all of what they've been working through in order to stay connected. When we come back, we'll be going in detail of the story. Thank you.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Emma Smith Show. And as you know, I am your own host, Emma Smith. Today, we're discussing issues affecting Ebola survivors and the caregivers, orphans, and widows as well. Our guest is no other person but Mr. Heron D. Tuning. He was once the vice president, so he has in-depth of the entire story. And he's also part of the network. So today he's going to be telling us about stigmatization and what they've been through, the economic recovery after Ebola, what next? The trauma is a lot of things they've been going through, but people are not hearing them. People are not hearing their voices. So it's about time for everyone to hear it. Everyone will hear this story today. Thank you so much. Mr. Tuning Heron, thank you so much and welcome to our show.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lee.
Yeah.
Ms. of Ms. Okay. Once again, I'm Henry B. Tony Jr., ex-vice president of the Ebola Survivor Network of Liberia. You know, in our society now, we find ourselves, things are changing gradually.
Yeah.
When I say changing, they have to do with our time from the ETU and our current status.
Okay.
We came from the ETU, we were stigmatized and discriminated by our police in the community. And presently, looking at our status, communities are accepting us one way or another, but there's no way that you will go through such a process and you can no longer be called Ebola survivor. You just have to accept and live with it.
Yeah, that's the niche of it, you know, the trauma aspect of it.
Fine.
Yeah.
So in this process, we have been living our life the best way we can. But we still have some complications when it comes to the issue of medical aspect. Because let's agree that Liberia is for all Liberians. And then GSP is there redemptions and other places. If you go there as a Liberian, they accept you. But then, at the end of the day, they give you prescription. So that comes to the issue of survivors who face the complication for life. So what will be the outcome of those people? If you give them prescription and then they get back to the community or nearby drugstore and buy drugs, which of course it may not be the rightful drugs.
Sure.
So who determines their fate? So we look at this to be very challenging when it comes to the issue of still trauma.
Okay, trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about the trauma aspect of it.
Right.
So
let's agree that Liberia has its own situation when it comes to economic situation.
yeah,
Okay. And I've been thinking, when my uncle was alive, sometimes he provide ill to me, and then Ebola carry him away. Then in the circumstances, in the current life, then I think, hey, if my uncle was alive, what would be, I think my life would move to another level.
sure.
Then my uncle had been there and gone, nobody to help me. So that alone will bring flashback. And you know, the flashback will lead to depression. And then the next thing after depression is trauma. That's why sometimes you see some of our police, when they misbehaving, people who don't understand, they will say, why this guy is misbehaving, why some of these people sometimes behave this way.
Yeah, because a lot of time people say, oh, Ebola survivors, you don't call them free. Sometimes they misbehave. These are all the trauma. Do you go for trauma counseling classes?
I will get to that, but I heard
Okay.
you talking about sometimes people say you don't call Ebola survivors free. You know, one thing I would like for people to understand, people have been marketing us that we cannot benefit from
Yes.
over the past years now.
Yeah, we hear that. We
Yeah,
hear all
so-
the time.
Whenever you call us, we always see that people want to marketing us. And that's the reality. But what would be our benefit at the end of the day? That's why we stand to know. But then the best thing of all is, sometimes I tell my police, the best thing of all is how can we push the agenda to materialize. It's not just about me, but the trauma in our community is reaching to a higher level. I work with the NASP as the participant engagement coordinator. I observing and I seeing how some survivors are coming out with mental health problems because of trauma. But then, how can the Liberian government or the counseling portion work towards this thing? There are some reaction from Ebola. Doesn't matter medications. It
No,
requires counseling.
Definitely.
They were telling me about the counseling portion.
Yeah.
It requires counseling. But then you can only be counseled when you go to Prevail.
Yeah, that's why I always wanted to ask you, what's your relationship, like the network? What's the network relationship with Prevail? Because I know Prevail that giving some assistance to Ebola survivors.
Yeah, Prevail is providing medical assistance because that has to do with you knowing your health status.
Yeah.
But when it comes to providing counseling, because counseling is one of the major components of our life for now, when it comes to the issue of providing counseling, you will only be counseled when you get at Prevail or sometimes when you go to the mental health training program at prevention. But then we forgetting to know that 12 midnight, flashback increase, depression increase, and then we see people start misbehaving. So I think from my understanding, the network, we are lobbied with our current donor partner, which is GSR, to train survivors to do peer counseling. Because the peer counseling, some survivors were trained by Young Life to do peer counseling, and it was very helpful. Because I may explain my story, and your story, and my story is more than your story. I think you will, one way or another, say, I think I'm prepared than Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from that background of Young Life, I think it necessary for my understanding is they could start training some survivor how to do peer counseling on a daily basis.
On a daily basis to help your colleague to be able to overcome the trauma.
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, religious beliefs can also help in trauma counseling most times. What do you think about that?
Yeah, religious belief can help, But how many times some of our police have to do with the church, whether the mosque, and then now we understand to know that almost everybody that in our common saying we will see everybody that hustling for their family.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if I go out to find food for my family and come back home, what would be my time to the church? Because this religious counseling will come from either the imams or the pastors.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But how many times do I have with the pastor or the imam?
Yeah, it's quite frustrating at times when it comes to the trauma. Before, I knew a lot of different organizations were trying to do the psychosocial counseling aspect. I don't know where they are because I know Ministry of Health has psychosocial counseling section, and they were going around doing it better. I don't know where they stand currently.
Yeah, before.
Have they stopped? Are they still doing
Yeah,
it?
when we left the EG meeting, we used to have ACF and Dr. Gina Scopo was very much helping us in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, but now everybody sees that all is well. Yeah.
It's never well. Honestly, it's never well. No one should think Ebola has been trashed out just like that.
That's why I'm saying people
It
are
has.
thinking that
Yes,
all
we have
is
to
well.
start doing what we did before to eradicate Ebola from our land, and not to stop. The awareness still needs to go on and on so that people be aware of these things.
But you know one thing? Every time you see a survivor, one way or another, he has something to tell you. That will have to do with, especially the medical components of the life. There's no way that somebody will tell me they survive from Ebola and remain the same.
No.
One way or another, you are carrying certain portion of the virus in you. It may be a headache, it may be rheumatism, and then how many rheumatologists do we have in Liberia to attend to these people? And some people, just one way or another have some medical complications. So that's how it works. So what would be the outcome of these people after 5 years when people have gone out on a natural history study? So what would be the outcome of them?
Wow, it's so sad. We need more psychosocial counseling for our Ebola survivors. And when we come back, we also want to be talking about economic recovery. What has been the issue after Ebola? We want to discuss all of these things, and we'll be discussing with our brother, and we will get in depth of the program. Just stay tuned, we'll come back. Thank you.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
They had Ebola.
You see, my sister, I know how you feel, okay? But you can't tear yourself away. I know that you don't have any reference to give. You don't have anybody to live with. You don't have anybody in life. But you have God by your side. See, just take a very full look at one guy. My mother died from Ebola. My father, my only child, I couldn't do anything.
What? Are you serious?
I'm serious about it. Even my wife lost her only sister. But you see us, we are happy now. Just like this, right? Everything will be fine. Just hold on the Lord. Everything will be fine. Lord Jesus will be with us. And we pray that we should be called Ebola against our
Everyone has a story, and every story an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success, the challenges, and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, you are watching the Emma Smith Show, and this is a communication research program from the UNDP against Ebola survivors' stigmatization in their various communities. I've been talking to Mr. Heron D. Tony, who was the ex-vice president for the network, and he got a lot of things to discuss as it relates to Ebola survivors' issue. And we're going to talk about the economic recovery issues. I want to know, what is it? What has been the recovery issue? Have you guys been into any sustainability program to keep you up or something?
Okay, when we left the ETU,
Audible.
we have like lots of sustainability program with such happiness and some rising price. Well, how can you do a business when you are stigmatized and discriminated by the community? So it was just a little token to buy some of our material that was brand when we were taken to the ETU. But personally now in Liberia, the survival, our major challenges is economic recovery, because we were promised that we will have a good clinical care.
Who promised you? Who promised you that?
That was done by our Liberian government and other donors. That they will provide good clinical care, you go GFA, you go redemption, ESW.
And they haven't done anything of such.
But while we was there, If even you go there, they give you prescription. Let's agree that you don't have money. Then they carry you to they give you prescription with your expectation of good medical care. Then you receive your prescription. So what would be the outcome of you? You will come back home with a kind of mind that you have been even abandoned.
So do they do the 50% as
Okay.
Ebola survivors?
Thank you very much. When it comes to the issue of economic recovery, it's one of our major challenge for now, because we heard from the Ministry of Health that survivors will get good medical care and they will be well taken care of. But presently, if you go JFK, if you go Redemption, Middle, ELWA, they will give you prescription with your expectation that I will be well taken care of.
Sure.
So if somebody gave you prescription and when you are getting back home, so why your mind will ring though? So the people, maybe we will say the people misled us.
Who did? Who actually did
We
that?
could say government and
Government.
some of our partners who were in the gaps.
Okay.
Okay. But then for now, I think if they just give our economic recovery, if I'm ill, whether sick, I go to a hospital of my choice. And I will do the best business that I think I can do to help me and my family. But now, you continue to give up fish. Not even a rightful fish, but
Yeah.
you promising to give up fish. Let me use the word promising to give up fish.
Yeah.
But then we cannot even see the cartoon of the fish before we think about what is in the cartoon.
So the sustainability issue is a problem.
It's a
within
great
the
problem. It's a
network.
great problem. It's a great problem. So this will have to do with our status of life, because you will not tell me say government or partners will only continue with Ebola survivors. I understand to know after 5 years, when Prevail or other partners drove by from the research or other studies or public health program, what will be the outcome of the Ebola survivors? You will be trashed on the
You
website.
mentioned something about the hospital. You said they gave you prescription.
Oh man, this is obvious.
How do they do it? Say 50-50, you pay half of the medicine and then
No,
they pay half?
according to GSR, ELWA will be able to provide good medical care for EBD survivors. You just carry a certificate.
Yeah, I heard that. Also.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then on several occasions, I think it will be alright one of these days you get this message from some of the survivors. On several occasions,
Yeah.
they went there, they gave them prescription. Even when they go there, the care are not properly provided.
So who pay for the medicine if they give them the prescription?
GSR is in a gap for that.
Okay.
That's why they are working in Ebola recovery fund. According to their all over boss, they are working in 9.7 million. That
Wow.
have to do with survival issue. But then we are not getting the impact of what is going on. So for now,
You say how much is it?
9.7.
9.7 million?
Yeah, you can check
United
the website,
States
John
dollar?
Snow Incorporated.
Wow.
John Snow Incorporated. Check the website, you get that information.
And I think
So-
we're having a lot of issues and
so-
challenges because it's just a huge money.
Now, what will be the outcome of the survivors after the projects have been wiped away? So now, I think if the agenda of our economic recovery can be pushed
Yeah.
to a higher level and we see how it can meet the need of the survivor, because on record we have 1,568 survivors. So let's agree that you have such a huge amount of money. So if you divide this money to portions, you can settle everybody and still have money. We were suggesting to them at the time we were in position to see how to build a hospital or a renowned clinic for survivors. But that will not only be restricted to survivors because the Liberian population could benefit from it. But at least there could be something at the end of the day to point out. Johnson Incorporated built this thing in the name of survivors. But we are not seeing economic recovery. We are not getting proper medical care. Then where are we heading to?
It's still frustrating. I can relate to the pain and all of what you people are going through, but I can say never give up. They also have other partners who are listening who actually wants to be part of your story, who wants to help in this project?
Yeah, you know the good part of all, you can cry more than us.
Yeah.
And we can cry. But you can help us in the process. That will have to do with media engagement in Liberia.
So-
And I think our activities, pushing our platform should not only be restricted to this era. If that can be done on ERBC, True FM, other places, I think people will draw their attention to us.
And that's exactly what we are actually doing now. This is the advocacy platform, and we hope after this research, we're going to be able to work with the Ebola Survivor Network through our donor partners, UNDP, and other support agencies who wants to help Ebola survivors. They're going through a lot, and maybe when we come back, we're going to be discussing accountability issue. We're also going to be discussing policy issue, because if the coordination is not working well in line with other ministry agencies to be able to provide the guidance, the care for Ebola survivors, then we have a problem. Then we have to go back to the books to ask what is the problem with Ebola survivors, that they are going through all of these problems. So, ladies and gentlemen, just keep watching. When we come back, we're going to go deep into the story. I tell you, it's so touching. Ebola survivor story. It's been one alarming story in our country.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are watching the Emma Smith Show, and it's a UNDP sponsored program, a communication research against Ebola survivor stigmatization. We've been talking to Mr. Tony, and he was discussing a lot of issues relating to Ebola survivors, trauma, economic empowerment or recovery program. And now he also want to talk about policy issue when it relates to Ebola Survivor Network, and how are they working along with other ministries and agencies to implement most of their policy they put together themselves. So, Mr. Tony, I want to find out from you, how are you guys working as a network in order to relate to other government agencies?
Okay. Thank you again. You know, when it comes to the issue of the Ebola Survivor Network, we have a well-established body that is held by Mr. Patrick Sikofade. You know, many times we work together to see the betterment of the EVD survivor. When it comes to the issue of this policy, the policy has a lot of positive things for survivors, but you cannot get it out of the policy. That has to do with education, formal and informal. That has to do with extensive education. If you want to extend your education abroad, other places. But presently we have a elected government that I cannot speak for them.
Okay.
And we will only create the avenue that they can come and tell us how far they are going with the issue of the policy. But in our regime, we draft this policy and they were approved by the Ministry of Health and Gender.
So the policy is about relating to other network for all of the benefits, those things were
Yeah, the
inclusive.
policy is about the cross sections of ministries,
Okay.
contributions towards EVD survivors. That will have to do with social protection when it comes to social welfare. It has to do with gender when it comes to the issue of children and women. Then it also have to do with education when it comes to the issue of Ministry of Education. So there are a lot of cross-cutting sections into it, and then some survivors have been stigmatized and denied from traveling. So that will have to do with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So people will have to come in. So, like I said, the president or one of the current officials can defend these issues and give you in-depth information about it.
Do you have your network sector team here with you?
Yeah,
Or can
and
give her
personally
a
I
little-
have with me Pastor Robert Overley, who is the head of Sector 4, and Jackson Snow is also here.
Okay.
He's the supervisor for Sector.
Let's hear from
Three.
Mr. Robert Obin, because we want to understand what is it like, what are they doing, and they are not reaching to the different network they build themselves to be able to reach out to the people as per their policy. So Mr. Robert, who come on board to come and discuss it. Let's welcome Mr. Robert, please.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Welcome to our program. If you're just joining us, we're discussing issue on Ebola survivor stigmatization, and this program is brought to you by the UNDP. We have here with us Mr. Robert Obi. Yes, Mr. Robert Obi. He's going to tell us about the policy issue and why is it that the network is now connecting well with other agencies. Yep, the Ebola survivors getting traumatized, stranded, they need help, and all of that. So, Mr. Obi, can you please tell us what your policy stands for?
Thank you for being assured as you are able to include us into your programs. As President will speak when we talk about policies. Policy was draft 2016 that Sabah will be able to work with in line to see how best help will come from all sectors to help all survivors. But as now, my colleague just said, Henry Tony, the policy that which were draft to work with for survivors. The government keep in the put another policies in this, that is to set up a board from the Ministry of Health to be able to work coherent the activities of survivors, which is the called secretariat, that to be functional. And also our founder came in JFK to help us to run our activities. But in that move, our organizations, which is the Ebola Survivor Network, we don't have tools to push the policy forward. That is every working tools that we needed to work with in a various sector, because we went for elections, and after election we had in the 11 county we have officials that which survival consent is made in the 11 county, because there were we had survival outbreak. And in the 11 county we have 6 officials that is working to see the effect of Ebola survival. And we have 3 counties which have a large body of survivors: Lofat, Margibit, and Mosevada. And Lofat we have 2 settlers, and that of Margibit we have 2 settlers. And in Mosevada, because we have large of survivors, and we were able to split Mosevada into 4 settlers.
Do you have people working in that area to be able to reach out to government agencies for the needs of the Ebola survivors?
We have people that need to work to need to see the need of survivors. That is, we have county officials, and from the council officers, then we have the national body, that is from the network. So issues need to be addressed from the county, from the center to the county, from the county to what, to the leadership, so that it can be addressed to the government of Liberia. Or saying that, we have not hear anything, and we not see any, even singlers. We who from the down level, from the center, we are struggling with our people, because we see the need of our people, the similar to all every day, what is happening, what is going on. As frequently I'm speaking to you, even if you call for meeting, you will not see a lot of attending, because every time people come for meeting, they announce getting what they want. That is economic recovery, education, and even their children. They are crying for their children to have a help so that they will be able to go to school.
For education.
Yeah, education, that is Ebola urban and affected family. We work with the people within the sectors. Our best, we put them together, we counsel them to see them that they will be able to forget about traumas and other things.
So how is your counseling? Mr. Tony mentioned about the psychosocial counseling is not stable. So what do you do?
It's non-stable.
Do you do it with yourself, Ebola survivor counseling, another Ebola survivor, or you reach out to agency or a network?
I do it by myself. That is, we do it by ourselves. We call each other when we go for meeting.
Okay.
We ask each and every one of us what is happening, what is going on into your life, and you can be able to share your stories with somebody, and somebody will overcome at least there. Because when you share your story, somebody will feel that I believe my problem is either lesser than yours or is worse than you. But if you explain your story to me, and I can be able to overcome. And one of the things we usually do in the center is that we know our members and we know their houses. So whenever things happen, we take upon ourselves, we go there to talk with them.
Interesting. However, we hope that you guys can be able to put most of these things in place for Ebola survivors. And I hope also other donor partners and people who listen to this program who come and help Ebola survivors when it comes to the economic recovery. And that's something we were trying to work with other partners to help in this regard. Gradually, we are going to get there. So with all of these different issues, we hope to meet maybe the network president the next time so that we understand issues when it comes to accountability. We also would like to know how the funding agency have for Ebola Survivor Network, how has it been shared, what's the way forward, because I understood that a lot of people in Cape Mine, other part of the country, like Lofa, complain that they are not benefiting from the Ebola survivors of funds that was given to help in other areas. So I don't know how the network working in that direction. I don't know how people who are not registered, how can they be part of this program to be able to benefit from both the health, the economic reform, and so many more. So maybe when we hear from him, maybe we get to understand in depth the issue that is causing all of those things. So, but however, not to waste our time much, we will just ask you for you to give your parting comment and recommendation. What do you think donor partners and everyone who's listening could do for Ebola survivors?
Thank you for your show again, and we hope that your show will continue to bring advocacies in our community, that the donor partner will be able to see all through. And we will also, my party content is that I want to tell our partner that come and see the survivors themselves, visit them in the various sector, in the various county, and you will get to know their case, and you will get to know their problem of what they are going through. There are a lot of implications, there are a lot of problems that survivors are fixing day and night. Even as my colleague talked about the health sector, many people, they don't even have interest to go to the various area that GSR show us to go, because if we go there, there is no care, and they waste time, and at the end of the day, they don't have even the medications that they needed to have for them. So most of them have no interest. As for me, I don't even go to their health center. I go to my personal health center because I believe I know my story for myself. I don't want to go anywhere and waste my time where I will not be able to receive help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for coming, Mr. Obi. This is very interesting. What a story for Ebola survivors. They face a lot of issues, stigmatization, economic recovery issue, they need sustainability, and this is the time whoever watching our government, stakeholders, and everyone, it's about time you help one Ebola survivor to help them out. If you start if you start it up in your community, you can start one or two persons to help in this regard. Thank you so much. Like I said again, welcome and keep enjoying the show. This is the UNDP funding project, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.
Welcome. 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 Someone who was suffering from Ebola, Ebola patient into our house.
She's Ebola free.
Just hold it. Let me tell you, that's when we're talking like drug free from Ebola. Come on, now, stop it.
Come on, sweetie. She's not free from Ebola. She's okay now. It's just that she needed help as well.
No, yeah. Let's not get to know that Ebola patient lady in this house. What will Mama do to
There you go again. No need to tell Mama.
No need what? No need what?
No, not. Your place are there. So you brought Ebola patient to kill the son and
Mama, she's not.
I need to call the people. My people, your cow. Mama, you want to go to your guy Ebola patient house? Tell me if you Ebola patient to kill us. Ebola patient in the house. She in the house. Mama. Well, what's going on? Why are you shouting so loud? No, I'm just burying your friends, and my mother is shouting all around that Ebola patient is. I'm confused. Mama, no. You will have to stop this, okay? This girl is not Ebola patient. She's a victim of the soil. So that doesn't give you the right to believe. We all about it. We have to accept what in the home. She's self-attention to. No. Yeah, she's gone. She's like 8 of us there. Jesus. If I believe tomorrow, 8 of us there. It's not the person that is healthy. It's a sickness. You see that? Because she commotion still. She's okay. I'm not trying to understand. People are dying because we're talking here. Ebola all on the TV. When one person pay that money can die. Everybody will be that TV. But the way you say it, forgive me, yeah? Because you know that thing we our own eyes will swallow the people. We beg you. Just forgive me, young man. Forgive me too. Sorry.
So please, fellow Liberian, let us stop all what we are doing. Be it Ebola victim, be it Ebola survivor, we are all the same. Liberia is our country. We can drive our friends away. Please stand with us and move with us. Stand by us as we all move this Congress forward. Thank you very much.
Everyone has a story. And every story, an inspiration. What's your story? The Emma Smith Show, 45 minutes of frank discussion on your road to success. The challenges and your discipline in handling them. The Emma Smith Show, this and every Tuesday at
9 p.m.
will repeat
on Saturday at 6 p.m.
The Emma Smith Show, worth it by discussion.